Welcome to this week's episode of Laois County Matters. Behind me is the beautiful Sacred Heart Church in the centre of Stradbally, and besides electric picnic, let's see what else this beautiful little town has to offer. We all know that Stradbally Hall is home to the famous electric picnic, but it also has lots more on offer. We get the grand tours. Staying in Stradbally Hall, I get to have a horse over for the famous electric picnic festival. But when it's not full of festival goers, we get to see what else goes on this beautiful historical estate. So I'm here with Thomas from Stradbally Hall. Thomas, can you tell me a little bit about this building?
Well, this is the third effort of a house.
Okay.
The first one we'd have moved into when we first came over in kind of 1540s.
Right.
We could have set up shop in a Franciscan monastery, which is the other side of town.
Okay.
And then we lost a battle in 1596.
Oh no!
And so anyhow, we got thoroughly burnt out and booted out for 12 years. And then we had a revenge fixture in 1608, which we won, and so anyhow, so obviously the place got re-granted under James II, and so anyhow we've been sort of residents ever since. Shortly after that, they built a house down by the fishing lake, or what is the fishing lake now, and that kind of start off as a sort of defensive tower, and then you can see where it's a small manor house, and then there was a sort of John Ahern was the architect who kind of embellished it and made it into kind of a full-sized seat, and then, for various reasons, which are sort of unrecorded, but it could be anything to do with the fact it was quite close to the town was expanding, or it was just down by the river, or they didn't like the aspect of the view. In 1770, they moved the house. About 600 yards up the hill.
Right.
Literally every last stone was moved.
No way.
Yeah.
Every single one. Piece by piece.
Piece by piece. There's absolutely no evidence apart from a few holes in the ground of the old house.
Wow.
The only evidence really is there's a topographical painting of it that was done in 1715. And so anyhow, they moved it up to its present site in 1770, and then went spectacularly bust. And so they had to put a roof in it in a hurry and sell off a lot of land to pay off debts. But they were really associated. They were the accumulated debts from being an ambassador to Denmark, which was quite a costly
I can imagine.
at the time, because George III had decided that the ambassadors had to pay their own expenses. And so anyhow, they ran up a lot of entertaining bills. And also, the particular chap, he just got titled, so hence the moving of the house and to give it a sort of better aspect and improvements. And unfortunately, he died within about 2 months of getting married. And he married a girl who was 18, he was 46. So anyhow, she had to be suitably paid off as well. So, so anyhow, as a result, there was about 5,000 acres had to get sold to clear all his debts.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. And so anyhow, then we sort of got the house stayed as was till 1866, when a gentleman over there came into a lot of money and decided to kind of Victorianise it.
Okay, and who is that gentleman over there?
He's my great grandfather.
Great
grandfather. Yeah,
Okay.
Robert Cosby is the easier way of describing him. And so he fortunately his father had married a lady who was very wealthy, and bizarrely at the time it was a love marriage. And his wife had actually got disinherited by her father for marrying him, because he was the younger brother of a slightly reprobated older brother who had financial issues and had to skip to Belgium to avoid debtor's prison.
So not a very good prospect for her.
No, not at all, especially the fact she was worth $250,000. So, so anyhow, there is a lady of means. There's a letter from her father demanding £2,000, which was a lot of money those days, to show that his love was true and sincere, which he didn't give, hence she got disinherited. And fortunately on his deathbed he relinquished and returned the money.
Right, so really fascinating.
Yeah, so she, anyhow, so I think that sort of revived the family fortunes.
Okay, very interesting. So this house is obviously, like, it's spectacular, this room and some of the furniture in it. What are some of the features in here?
It was a house that was designed by Charles Lanyon. You see a lot of the interior is very much his work. The far side of the house was 18th century, which obviously before him. But the kind of the centre of the house and the outside of the house, you'll see the same sort of design and patterns replicated in a lot of his other houses. There'll be a good few houses around the country. There'll be Newtown Barry House, Temple House. I think Castle Leslie had embellishments done by Lanyon. The Campanelle in Trinity, Queen's University in Belfast. Yeah. And then there's a whole rake of houses around Northern Ireland. But he was a surveyor engineer in Northern Ireland to start with, and then before he moved into architecture. So hence he was more prolific up in the north than he was down here.
What a fascinating and interesting history associated with the hall. Well, next off we head to the equestrian side of Stradbally Hall, where Lara Brennan tries to teach me how to ride. Today I'm at the world famous Stradbally Hall, but I'm not here to do any electric picnicking. Instead, I'm going to take my very first horse riding lesson at the Equestrian Centre. So I can't wait to meet Laura and Regina and get started. Lara, can you tell me a little bit about what goes on?
Well, we do lessons for all ages and all levels. Anything from cross-country to dressage to beginner for kids. We do pony camps, all sorts. Everything.
Okay, fantastic. And what kind of people go horse riding?
Well, a lot of the people mostly would be children.
Okay.
Anything from 6 up to 10, 15. We do have a few adults. Adults love to get in and try something new.
Get in on the action.
Get in on the action, yeah.
Okay, and what are the benefits of horse riding? What's the most enjoyable aspect of it?
Well, it teaches you a new skill. It teaches you to, you know, work with the horse, okay. And also for fitness. It's great for fitness, great for your core muscles. But yeah, no, it's something new, something different.
And so for like your pony camps and stuff like that, what is the reaction of the children who maybe try this for the first time?
The kids love pony camp. They do everything from an hour stable management in the morning, an hour riding, then lunch, then ride again, and then groom the ponies. We run a show after the camps as well, so they maybe do their first show jumping competition.
Okay, so now talking to Regina, who is going to take me out on a horse today. Regina, what do I need to know before I get started?
Well, you need to know the correct clothing to wear.
So something comfortable,
boots. Okay. Yeah. We provide helmets, and just the basics of how to get up on the horse, or mount the horse, should I say.
So what do I need to know about mounting the horse?
Well, we'll show you the correct technique for mounting. You know, when we're in the arena, it's hard to explain really.
Okay,
yeah,
so it's better off showing me.
Showing you, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
And then is there anything I need to know in terms of how to be on the horse? Should I be
mainly
relaxed,
just to be relaxed?
Okay.
Yeah. Because the more relaxed you are, you're able to go with the horse's movement.
There's obviously a lot of work that goes into looking after the horses. What is a typical day like here in the stables?
Yeah, well, generally we'd start around 8:30 in the morning. Early enough, yeah. Some stables start earlier, but the first thing would be to hay the horses and feed any of them that need feeding. Then once they've had their feed, we'll start the muck out.
Okay. Lovely job, I'm sure.
Yeah. Any horses then that need turn out, maybe after an hour they'd get turned out to the field. Yeah, and then you're talking about grooming. Okay. If you're getting them ready for lessons, you groom, tack up. And then there's several horses we might have to ride in a day.
Okay,
you know,
so you do try and take most of them out every day?
It's just there would be ones that would need to be ridden before they go into lessons.
Okay,
you know? Yeah, they might be a little bit fresh. Yeah.
Okay, So where are we going to go?
We'll probably take you out and up into the woods.
Okay.
Yeah, for your first tack. Yeah.
Lovely, thank you. Lara and Regina, thank you so much. That was wonderful. I really, really enjoyed that. That was lots of fun.
No problem.
I'm looking forward to coming back again. Thank you.
We'll take it.
See you soon.